The real name of Lukla Airport is actually Tenzing Hillary Airport. In real life, Lukla is actually the name of the town and not the airport. The most earned badge in the game is the Stunt Pilot 5 badge for flying a plane through one of the game's flying rings. The least earned badge in the game is the Sardude badge, awarded by finding this specific monster. Despite the game's creator's name being Orange12345, there actually isn't 12,344 other users with the username Orange. In the options for the game when you first load it up, there's an option for instant loading, putting you instantly in the game without the loading screen. The largest aircraft is the Airbus A380 and is bigger than every other vehicle in the game in every dimension other than length, in which it is beaten by the A340. The smallest aircraft in the game is Derek's creation, beating out even the Paratrike and the Walrus in dimensions. The person with the most amount of minutes flown before the leaderboard command was disabled was XX Samuel L_Pro XX with 110,500 minutes, roughly equating to 11 weeks of flight time. The airport with the most amount of runways in the game is actually Barra Airport, with 4 runways according to the official airport charts. The white Avro Vulcan's tail is covered in the names of those who donated to the Victory for Vulcan campaign, created by the game's secondary coder, SamisageTFE. Their names are also found on one of the interior walls at RAF Scampton. The first bits of code that Sam contributed to the game was for the Air Force One Game Pass. In order to allow the game to have a larger map, the entire game was created at a 1/2 scale compared to a regular Roblox avatar. Despite these hills behind Greater Rockford being nicknamed the Mac Loop by players due to the strong resemblance to the RAF training area in Wales by the same name, Orange confirmed that this resemblance is coincidental. The shortest paved runway is the abandoned airfield at 91 metres, whilst the shortest runway overall is the one at Baltic Airfield at 82 metres. The longest runway in the game is tied between runway 29 at Perth and runway 28 at Iseralani, both standing at 725 metres. The abandoned airfield is the only airport in game that you cannot spawn at. PTFS has a sister game called Pilot Training Rescue Squadron, in which you can rescue or be rescued from an island. Pilot Training Rescue Squadron was originally based on the game Row Force Rescue Squadron. Planes exploding when they crash was removed from the game on the 21st of April 2019. There is a small slope below the water at Waterloo, making it one of the only places in PTFS where you can submerge yourself in water without dying. The walrus sound file is called Seal Barking. You can unload sections of the PTFS map by free camming and being flown away. The highest point on the map is Cypress Mountain at approximately 1,037 feet. The radar screens in the air traffic control towers only detect aircraft over 100 feet in altitude. There are exactly 8 lighthouses in the game. The original testbed aircraft for the game's VTOL feature was actually a modified and orange F-22 Raptor. There's an orange in the cockpit of the Concorde. There are exactly 26,208 clothing combinations you can make with the game's outfit picker. There used to be a security game pass that gave you a baton and a gun tool. These both did no damage, however. Iseralani actually means isolated in Slovenian. The last game badge to be added to the game was Sam's Shack in September of 2020. There is a real-life Rockford International Airport near the US city of Chicago. However, the layout is completely different to the Greater Rockford International Airport we see in-game. There is exactly 66 possible call signs within the game, with 26 of them being randomly generated and 40 of them being aircraft specific. Larnaca and Paphos are both loosely modelled after their real-life counterparts on the real island of Cyprus. They're even located very close to where they would be on the real island. The HMS Queen Elizabeth also makes an appearance in Rescue Squadron, in which it is a shipwreck from which you can be rescued. The briefing room inside of RAF Scampton is based on the RAF Red Arrows briefing room, based at the airport's real-life counterpart. These red seats are where the display pilots would sit, whilst the blue seats are for support staff. Coda QWERTY is one of PTFS's most influential yet mysterious figures. However, one of the few things that is known about him is that he is the older brother of Orange. The Red Arrow flight suits used in-game were originally created for a group separate from PTFS, called the Virtual Roblox Red Arrows, a group that SamisageTFE is also a developer for. The in-game Red Arrows Hawk T1 bears a Red Arrows livery which in real life was replaced in 2014. Sea Haven is the only airport in PTFS without a fuel tank, making it impossible to refuel here. There is an entire wiki fandom dedicated to PTFS. Link to this is in the description. According to the PTFS wiki, Waterloo Airport was originally named after an Easter egg that allowed aircraft to land on an underwater part, giving the illusion of them landing on water. The SR-71 actually has a very similar top speed to its real-life counterpart, going 1,911 knots, just a little faster than the aircraft's real top speed of 1,905 knots. Despite this, the Blackbird is still beaten by the Walrus at an insane pace of 2,611 knots. The F-15 is the fastest aircraft in the game that doesn't require a game pass. Under the official PTFS group page, you can find a game titled Aircraft Development, where you can see which aircraft are being developed and how aircraft are created for the game. And that concludes the 50 PTFS facts. Thank you for watching, and if you have any other good facts about PTFS, please be sure to tell us down in the comments. Like, subscribe, or don't do any of those things. I'm done here. Patron out.